do not give up, be resilient, because you were meant to do this. Hey everyone, it's your girl Jasmine, and I'm back with another lit and educational video. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the Nurse RX. This is where you can get your prescription for all things nursing related. Today's video is going to be all about tips and advice that I have for those of you who are interested in going to nursing school, you're in the process of getting into nursing school and applying to nursing school, or you're just kind of interested in the nursing field as a career. I'm going to give you guys a bunch of tips and advice. So if you're not new to my channel, welcome back. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, let's get right into it. If you see me looking down here, I have a bunch of my notes down here. And by the way, I'm sorry about my hair. It's not following any type of direction that I'm trying to give it today. The first piece of advice I can give anyone who's interested in going to nursing school or interested in becoming a nurse is to volunteer. Try to volunteer at your local hospital, or if you are able to get a job, if you're of age where you live at, to get a job. Try to get a job in like a medical office or the hospital setting if you can. If you can't get a job or you can't volunteer, especially now around this time with the pandemic going on, what I recommend for you guys is to look at day in a life of a nurse videos on YouTube, or Google that, day in a life as a nurse. You can read blog posts, and I'm sure you guys will find some type of content that can kind of guide you as to what nurses really do, what nurses are responsible for, and different types of nurses. I mean, seriously guys, nursing, there's so many things that you can do, whether you have an associate's, bachelor's, master's, or doctorate in nursing. There's so many different career paths within the nursing degree that a lot of people don't even know about. For example, where I work at, my boss is a nurse, but she's the director of nursing. So for those of you who are interested in nursing, but you guys also like the business side of things or finances, she kind of handles and operates the whole entire surgery center where I work at. But she is a nurse. She's the director of nursing. So there's a bunch of things that you can do with your nursing career. Don't think that you just have to do bedside. You may have to start out in bedside, but you don't have to do bedside for the rest of your life. There's a bunch of things that nurses do. There's even nursing jobs where you stay at home. So really do your research. Try to find a career that you are interested in within nursing, if nursing is what you want to do. You definitely want to have your long-term plan. Before you even apply to nursing school, what are you going to do with this degree? So for me, I was not always a nursing major. I was a pre-medical major for 2 years. I was going to go to med school. I was not going to be a nurse. What changed my mind, and I can make a whole different video on this, you guys, I had an internship in the emergency department at a children's hospital in my city, and I was basically working in the nurses station doing research for the research department, but I got exposed to a lot of attending fellows, residents, nurses, talked to a lot of people, and I just had a complete change in heart as to exactly what I wanted to do with my life. If it wasn't for that experience though, I would probably be getting acceptance letters to medical school right now. So that's why I say try to get some exposure, watch a video, do your own research as to what nurses really do compared to the other career fields that you're trying to figure out whether or not you want to do. And that's what I recommend. Also, if you know any nurses or any nursing students or what have you, nurse practitioners, CRNAs, whatever nurses you know, you reach out to them and ask them, you know, what exactly do you do? What exactly do you want to do with your degree? Like, you know, because there's a lot of things that you may not even realize. You can get exposure to your dream career just by doing your own research and asking people who are in the career field that you want to be in. So first thing, volunteer or watch day in life videos and ask your peers, your friends, your family who are in that field their experiences. Okay, my second piece of advice is to apply to a bunch of programs. Apply to more than one program and really do a lot of research as to the different types of programs. There are several types of nursing programs that you can come in contact with. If you're in high school, there's direct BSN programs, which is a 4-year degree, and you do your nursing courses throughout that 4 years. There's also 2-year BSN programs where you do your gen eds and you do your pre-nursing courses, your prerequisites, and then the last 2 years you apply to the program and you do the last 2 years just nursing. There's ADN programs, which is Associates in Nursing. You'll find that in a lot of your state colleges and community colleges, which I highly recommend. Do not say no to an associate's program just because it's an associate's. Yes, a lot of hospitals are switching over to BSN as a requirement, but they give you kind of a time period where they'll still hire you. You just have to get your BSN done within this time period. That's usually the case in a lot of hospitals, but I can make a whole different video on that, guys. Don't even worry about that. If you have an associate's program near you, not only is it cheaper, but it may be better than a lot of bachelorette programs near you as well. If you already have your bachelor's, there's accelerated BSN programs, which are usually about a year, and they throw you right into clinicals. They throw you right in there doing Foley's on your first day, probably. I'm not in an accelerated BSN program, but those programs are very tough, but that is an option for you guys as well. So for me personally, I would pick the program that is the fastest and the cheapest. That's what you really want. The cheapest, definitely, and the fastest, just get it done fast as possible. That's what I would pick if you had a choice in the programs, but apply to a bunch of programs because the thing is with these nursing programs is, yes, we have a nursing shortage. We need students to get into nursing programs, but there's not enough nursing faculty, which is why not that many people get into nursing programs when they apply. So just apply to a bunch of programs. What I do want to say about whatever program you apply to, do your research ahead of time. A lot of these programs require additional paperwork, additional information that you need to complete along with your application. I know if you're applying to a whole different school, a lot of programs require that you apply to the school and then you apply to the nursing program. For me, my nursing program was out of state, so I applied very, very early because I knew that I would have trouble transferring my credits. So that was a whole nother thing where the credit committee only met like once a month. So if I had applied right by the deadline, I would have never got in because my credits wouldn't have transferred correctly. So please, please, please apply ahead of time. Do your research. I always recommend that you guys email, call, or meet the nursing advisors set up a meeting or what have you. So you can always ask them, what other paperwork, what other documentation do I need to submit with my application if it's not clearly listed on their website? Always use them. They're definitely a resource to you. Even if you're not going to the school, you're trying to apply to the school, they're definitely a resource for you. So always reach out to your nursing advisor for whichever program that you're applying to so you can get that extra information. So number 3, as I was saying earlier, nursing programs are really competitive because there's not enough nursing faculty, so they can only accept a limited amount of people. So that being said, and like I said earlier, reach out to your nursing advisor, email, call, meet them in person if you can. Reach out to them. You may get more information than you anticipated on getting. The most important question that you should ask your advisor is how they scale everything when they're accepting students. So a lot of nursing programs require a nursing entrance exam. Mine required the TEAS, though I applied to another one that required the HESI. And if you guys want tips and a free study guide on how to pass your TEAS or even HESI, I have a video on that, and the link is in the description box below. Very, very helpful. But anyways, so a lot of programs, they require the TEAS. They have a science GPA and a prerequisite GPA. Some of them require volunteer hours. Some of them require recommendation letters. So basically, you want to ask your advisor, what weighs more? Do they start off with the TEAS and then the prereqs and then the GPA? All nursing programs are different. My nursing program had 4 categories that they placed applicants, and if you were not finished your prerequisites, you were automatically put in the 4th bottom category. No matter if you had 100 on your TEAS, a 4.0 GPA, you were in the bottom. So it's very, very important to ask what their admissions criteria is for their nursing program so you can know what you need to have, like what strengths you need to have in your application. So if it's a GPA and you have a low GPA, consider retaking classes if you don't get in the first time around. I know people do not want to retake their classes. However, you have to think of nursing as a lifelong career. Retaking a class for a semester, is that going to matter in the end? No. Like, just do what you have to do and can do to get into the nursing program of your dreams. You just have to keep trying. Do not be in a rush to get into nursing school. I promise, with dedication and hard work, you will get in and you will finish, and then you will become a nurse. And like I said, that is a lifelong career. There's no need to rush. So if you have to retake classes because the GPA is the highest factor that they consider and you didn't get in the first time, then just retake them. And it'll be better for you because you'll have a stronger foundation in those prerequisite classes. The fourth thing, I think this is number 4, the fourth thing that I recommend for you guys is to stay organized. Now, you're not in nursing school yet, but you're trying to apply, you're getting your prerequisites done, or you're in high school, you're balancing a bunch of things, work, your social life, school, applying to these programs. Just stay organized. It's really, really important to start building that skill before you get into nursing school, because if you're not organized by the time you get into nursing school, it's going to be very, very hard for you because it's already a big adjustment, and then to not be organized on top of that, you're just setting yourself up for failure. So be organized. I have found the best methods for me to stay organized is using my phone, which some people will think as a distraction, but I have a bunch of apps in my phone that I use to stay organized. If you guys want a video on that, I promise you guys procrastination will be low, organization will be high, productiveness will be at 100% with these apps that I use. So if you guys want a video on that, that's like, trust me, that's over a 10-minute video. So I won't get into that, but find your method that lets you stay organized so that way you can keep up with all the different things that you need in your application. If you're taking your prerequisites right now and you're about to apply, staying organized is key, and also finding the best study method that works for you. That is very, very important. That's something when I first started college, not even nursing school, but when I first started college, I did not know what studying technique worked for me. So very important to figure that out before you get into nursing school. Obviously, nursing school is very, very different than any other class you ever taken in your life. So your studying routine and techniques will be a little bit different, but it's always good to have that foundation and knowing how you learn and staying organized with all your assignments and material. Tip number 5, and my last tip for you guys, and it's probably the most important tip: be resilient, okay? I don't know if you've applied to nursing school already. I don't know if this is your second time, your first time, your 5th time applying. Be resilient, okay? If you don't get accepted into nursing school, do not think that you're not good enough, or that you're not qualified enough, or that you're just not meant to be a nurse. You have to keep trying, okay? Do not give up. Do not give up on your dreams. Do not give up on the career that you want. Trust me, all the challenges that come with getting into nursing school and going through nursing school, it is all worth it in the end. Trust me. It is a really respected career. It is a really challenging career, both mentally and physically and emotionally on the person. But the impact that you have on other people's life is and can be life-changing for you. So do not give up. Be resilient, because you are meant to do this. Okay, so those are my 5 tips that I have for getting into nursing school, and my advice for you guys. I wish I had this type of video when I was applying, because it was so hard, especially applying from out of state, just transitioning and finally getting into my nursing school. So I really hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Please leave a comment below if you have any other tips or advice that you used, or that you just want to share with anybody else watching this video. Leave a comment below. I would really appreciate it if you guys like this video and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if there's any more other types of videos that you guys want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next one.